Welcome back, Truth Seeker. In the headlines, Charles Dolan, the founder of HBO and Cablevision, has died at a very old age, and no one is going to question his death just before the start of 2025. But I would like to point out some things that are quite interesting about his passing. I've referred to HBO as the 25 network before in regards to some of the deaths that have happened to people who are known from their shows. Most recently, it was the drug dealer on Euphoria who didn't get to live past the age of 25. Of course, in Gematria, HBO equals 25 like death. And I've talked about numerous deaths of people connected to HBO. Tony Soprano, played by James Gandolfini, was a big one. You might recall James Gandolfini died shortly after Pope Francis became the first Jesuit pope. Again, Charles Dolan, who founded HBO, was a Jesuit. But Sopranos in Gematria equals 99. The show came out in 1999, and Tony Soprano, or James Gandolfini, died on the 99th day of Pope Francis being the first Jesuit pope. Charles Dolan's dead at 98, thus he is dead in his 99th year of life, and HBO went to a new level with the show Sopranos. But get a load of this little write-up right here. It says, Dolan's legacy in cable broadcasting includes the 1972 launch of home box office. And remember, Jesuit order equates to 72. Pope Francis became the first Jesuit pope on the 72nd day of the year. Home box office equates to 72, just like it launched in 72, for the record. Again, if you're new here, Gematria, the Kabbalistic practice coding numbers into words, is based on the alphabetic order forwards and backwards, and both orders with numerology. Home box office equates to 72, just like Jesuit order. And when you run it the other way, home box office equates to 54, just like Jesuit order. And the word sun, S-U-N, also equates to 54, and it moves 1 degree on the astrological wheel every 72 years. And the Catholic Church, who the Jesuits serve, celebrate the birthday of the sun on December 25th. So he dies just after the birthday of the sun. But it then goes on to say in 73 he founded Cablevision. And it also says that in 2016 he sold Cablevision for $17.7 billion. Of course, the Jesuit order equates to 177 like New World Order. We just talked about this with James Earl Carter Jr., whose name equals 177, and Jimmy Carter, what he's better known as, equals 54 and 72, just like home box office and Jesuit order. And we saw how the night he died, Sunday Night Football was a tribute to him, with his hometown Falcons playing the nation's capital, where the coach of the Commanders picked up his 54th win and made his team 7-2 at home with 54 points in the game. And we called out all this before the game was played. Again, these numbers are quite redundant. Also in that football game, if you look it up, it went to overtime. The first half, the Falcons won 17-7. The second half, the Commanders won 17-7, like 177. But yes, Mr. Dolan, born October 16th, dead December 28th, meaning he died 73 days after his birthday. He founded Cablevision in 73. They make the point about how he recently sold it. But of course, in Gematria, ritual sacrifice equals 73. Sacrifice alone also equals 73. If you just use the alphabetic order, A is 1 up to Z is 26. S would be the 19th letter, A the first, C the third, R the 18th, so on. Sacrifice is 73. If you take the alphabetic order with numerology applied, ritual sacrifice is 73. And with regards to the Jesuits and the Pope and the point I was making about Tony Soprano, he's died 52 years after HBO was founded. It was founded November 8th, 1972. And 52 years ago is interesting because Pope equals 52. If you run it the small way, Pope also equals 25 like HBO. But Pope also equates to 11. Again, there's 4 base ciphers of the English language, alphabetic order, forwards and backwards with numerology. And the same cipher that Pope is 11, so is HBO. And again, he died December 28th, so he died 11 days after the Pope's birthday, 52 years after HBO was founded. And again, we're on a 52-week calendar named after Pope Gregorius, thus the Gregorian calendar. 52 weeks in the year for the calendar named after the Pope. And again, if you don't know the history of the calendar, it was given to us by the Jesuit priest Christopher Clavius. Again, it's the Catholic Church that has people celebrating the new year around the time of the birth of the sun. And this calendar, supposedly to pay tribute to the Son of God. And really, it's pretty illogical to celebrate the new year when we do, if you really just think about it. The authorities have a lot of people doing things that are just pretty much illogical all the time if you actually think about it. Almost everything we've been indoctrinated to do is illogical. But yeah, to celebrate a new year when everything is dead outside in the northern hemisphere, it's the dead time of year. The trees are without leaves. The flowers are not in bloom. But that's when the new year starts, when the leaves return, when the flowers start blooming, when the things are anew and the fresh scents are in the air. That'd be a logical time to celebrate a new year. But the Catholic Church, being the sun cult, having everybody under their Sunday spell. And notice how they took out Jimmy Carter on a Sunday. Again, Jimmy Carter equals 54 and 72, like Jesuit order and home box office. Remember, John Carroll equals 54. He founded the first Jesuit university in the U.S. at age 54. That's where Dolan went to school. He went to John Carroll University, named after the man who founded Georgetown. And there he is in his John Carroll get up. Oh, man. Yeah, for people who forget what they did to Tony Soprano, I'll bring that up as well. Tony Soprano, James Gandolfini, June 19th, 2013, died on the real King James's birthday. Of course, the Jesuits tried to blow up King James. But yeah, from the day Pope Francis became the first Jesuit Pope to Gandolfini dying, 99th day on his throne, Soprano's 99, came out in 1999. This post, Francis Ford Coppola, he lost his wife this year as well. And in light of the Pope being Pope Francis, Charles Dolan's middle name was Francis as well. Charles Francis Dolan, his death clearly synced with the Pope. Again, Francis Ford Coppola's wife died this year at 87, synced with the Pope's 87th birthday. Of course, he turned 88 at the end of the year, but just in time for that Jesuit 88 character to get reinstalled in the rigged selection. I'm talking about Trump, whose name equals 88 and 25. And here he is back for 2025 while the Pope is 88. But yeah, Francis Ford Coppola's wife died 117 days after the Pope's birthday. Her husband's known for doing the gangster film, The Godfather. And, of course, the real gangsters, large and in charge, that no RICO act is taken down yet to date, is the Jesuits. And, by the way, The Godfather also came out in 72. Big year. It's the year Joe Biden became senator-elect, another Jesuit-educated man. Lost his wife and daughter that year by the numbers. Eventually loses his son at 46 before he becomes number 46, elected 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday when Catholics 46. Hey, let's open 2025. The world wakes up to the cabal, how they're operating, how they're mocking us, how they're leading us astray. It's due time. Yeah, I think here we are at the end of 2024 on the West Coast. again, according to this Catholic Church time calendar, maybe signing off in 11:24 is just right. Till next time, Truth Seeker, we'll continue the good fight in 2025.